Okay, welcome everybody. Happy Monday, Robin.
Happy Monday, Nancy.
I feel like it's not a Monday for some reason. I'm not sure why. Okay, I just went live on Instagram, so your Instagram's probably live too. So go over to your other screen, click that go live button, and we're going to get right into this topic of Monday Makeover. Once a month, we go live with Robin, who brings up somebody's website who has asked for their website to be looked at, and we make recommendations. Robin mostly. I just weigh in once in a while. Robin, tell everybody what you do and where to find you before we even get started with this.
Oh, great. Yep. So I'm Robin White, and I'm the owner of RDW Design Studio, and I offer strategic website design and SEO solutions for interior designers. And you can find me on Instagram at RDW Design Studio, and also on my website, which is rdwdesignstudio.com.
Awesome. Okay, let's get into this. Now, we are going to talk about someone's homepage and analyze it to see how they can do it better, which I think these Monday makeovers once a month is huge. When people can go back onto my YouTube channel and go watch them all and really get tips on how to improve their own website, whether they're hiring you or someone else or doing it themselves. These are amazing tips. So tell me when you're ready to share, but give me a homepage kind of summary for what you're looking at.
Your homepage is generally how most visitors are going to enter your website. So it is where the first impression of your business is being made. So it is the most important page of your website. You want to make the right first impression. We all know the famous quote, you only have one chance to make a first impression. So you want it to be the right one. And basically every single section of your homepage, the goal of it is to get the visitor to move down the page to the next section. We want to keep them on your website, keep them learning about you, so they will eventually convert, fill out your contact form, book a discovery call, and then you can start your sales process. I like to view a homepage almost as like a mini vertical menu. So we have the sections on your homepage that give just a little introduction into what's going to be on that page, and then a button that clicks over to the page. So a small section about you with just a sentence or two, and then, a button, learn more about, and your name that takes them over to the about page where they can learn your story and how you are uniquely equipped to help them. So it's really a very important page. And we'll discuss Lucille Cavan. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Reimagination Interiors. She's kindly volunteered to have her homepage looked at. So we'll talk about what she's doing really well, where there's some room for improvement. And then I'd love to add some other sections that could be added onto her homepage.
All right. So Lucille is one of my clients. Let's go take a look at what her website looks like today. Let me see if I can get it shared properly. And there we go. All right, let me take out this bottom part. Let me see if I can take out the top part for now also, if I can. Nope. Why am I struggling to figure that out? Okay, let's get started while I continue to try to get rid of the banner on the top.
Perfect. Yeah. So I'd love to start just at the very top header section, which you can see there's a blue bar at the top where her phone number is, and then her main menu and her logo. And what I love that she's doing here is that she's got her logo and her menu at the top. And I love that she has no social media icons here. We don't want anyone to click on that and bounce off your website right away. It's great that she has her phone number here, that it's in a top bar with a different color so it stands out. So if someone wants to reach out right away, they can. Couple of suggestions that I have design-wise for Lucille are, I love when a logo is centered and the menu is on both sides, but I think it works best when there's an even number of pages in the menu. So, and you can see Lucille has 3 pages on one side and 2 on the other. So in this instance, because it's not balanced, my suggestion would be to put the logo on the left and the entire menu on the right, unless she wants to take out home or add a 6th page. So there could be 3 and 3.
Okay. I also would not want the logo in that picture.
No, I would prefer to see it above the picture. We don't really want to cover the picture with something that's not a little bit transparent.
Yes.
And then the other minor little thing is the top bar with the phone number. I would actually suggest making it a little bit narrower and adding her email address there. And the reason I suggest that is her email address is on her contact page. So it's not like she doesn't have that on her website. And some
Right.
people might prefer to reach out that way. So you might as well give them both means of reaching out in the same place.
Makes sense. Yep. Okay.
But, nicely done. When we look at the hero image, which is the big image of her work, I love that she's showing an image of her work here. And something else I really like about it is that it has her brand color blue in the image. And what that does to a potential client visiting your site is it shows cohesion. Right. So you do want to think about that when you're choosing that image. I mean, obviously you want it to be your best work, what you want to attract more of, but taking into account the colors in there and how they go with your brand colors is something important to think about. What I would actually suggest is having this image go full from side to side.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's not big enough, but I'm wondering if it's not a high quality image that can be expanded to that size, because it also looks a little muted to me in gray, which might mean it's not a high quality, right?
It's possible. Yes. We always want, whenever possible, to do professional photography. So we have, a large file size with, large number of pixels that you can size down to fit to the space on the website where you're putting it, but then you won't have any blurriness or pixelation or anything like that. So
or color modifications. Right.
Exactly. But I would definitely suggest doing that from side to side if she's able to. And then the other thing that I would mention, it's called your hero section. It's the above the fold area. It's the most important real estate on your entire website. It's what people see before they decide to scroll down. So this area is going to make the decision for them literally within a couple of seconds of whether they stay or bounce off and move on to the next interior designer. So
that's how fast it happens, everybody. If this right here above the fold, meaning I didn't have to scroll, everything is right here. If this didn't capture my attention, I'm off.
Yeah. You want people to know they're in the right place. And it's really important. You want to state clearly and simply what you do, who you do it for, and how it helps.
Oh my God, it sounds like my exercise called Your Business in Words, which is free on my website, by the way, people. So if you don't know that, don't have those words, it's a great starting point. So
it's a fantastic starting point, Nancy. I did that workshop with you like years ago when you did it, and it's awesome. I highly recommend that for people. But you really want that here. And then if you can let them know what to do next. And that would be Lucy's Let's Chat button. So what's the call to action? Some people like to have that. Some people don't, and the most important thing is don't be generic, be unique. You want to sound and look different from everyone else so that you stand out and don't blend in. I cannot stress that enough.
People are so afraid to do that because they think, oh, that's going to knock out a certain style or type of person. But no, it's actually going to attract who you're meant to work with by putting your own uniqueness into your website.
Yes. Speak directly to who your target audience is. So important. So I would recommend that Lucy maybe give that a little bit of thought. Now, for interior designers, some of you guys don't like to put words over your images of your beautiful work. I totally understand that. If you're open to it, you can add the words over the image and maybe do a little background color and make it opaque so that you can read the words but still see through to the image. If you're really against covering your work with words, put it right below it. So it's the first words that they see.
Yep, agree. Okay.
Yeah. Excellent. And then I think we move on to a section that has her beautiful blue background. And what I love that she's doing here is she's making really good use of font hierarchy. We see the heading It's all uppercase, it's bold, it's bigger than the body text. She has the nice little two thin lines on either side, which is a pretty design element. I love that she's using her color blue as the background and the font color is white. It's really nice that she's got some images of her work. So she's done a really nice job with that. In terms of the messaging and the wording that I would like to see here, this is a really good section right below the hero section to call out the problems that your ideal client is facing.
Yeah.
So, sometimes this can be called a failure section. It can be called like a empathy section, but it's a place where you're showing that you have a very clear understanding of what your target audience is struggling with, so that they know that you get them. That's what you really want to get across in this section.
And they can see themselves in the words that you're using. So they can see their problem or see their solution, something.
Yes. Exactly.
Not just stating what you do in this section, but
you
actually
really don't even want to state what you do in this section. You're really calling out what they're frustrated with, what their problem is, what their struggle is. So they're like, oh my gosh, she gets me. And that makes them want to move on to the next section and learn more.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah. And then I think this might be it for Lucille's homepage.
Yeah, I can't scroll anymore, but I will tell you also the pictures, I just want them to be a little brighter and snappier, right? So if you look at some designers' websites, their images are almost enhanced for brightness in a way. To me, as a layperson, I sit there and go, wow, the minute I see it. I'm not quite getting this wow factor, and Lucille is such a good designer.
Yeah. So it might be something that she can do with some image editing in Photoshop before she uploads them to the website to make them pop a little bit more and be brighter.
Perhaps.
But what I would recommend to Lucille in terms of adding some more content to this, such an important page of your website, is after this sort of failure, I get you section. Next, you want to share. Yeah. So we're just saying, what I think would be really helpful for her to add in. But next, you want to share really who you are and how you help, right? So this is where you position yourself as the expert, as the guide, and the authority. And you show that you care about their problem and that you know how to solve it, right? Because that's why they're hiring you, to solve their problem. Right. And then you want to link to your about page from here. Have a little picture of you in this section, right?
Yes.
You're just going to give like a sentence or two. That's it. It's just a little teaser. And then we want them to click over to your about page to learn more about you, right? Then your next section is the what you offer section. So here is where you show the services that you offer. So you've shown how you can solve their problem. Now it's how your services can transform their life, right? So you want to show the value and the benefits of your service and how it's going to transform their lives. You want to share elements of success, what their life is going to look like after working with you, and then link to your services page. So, let's just say you offer full service design, designer for a day, and designer by your side, right? Nancy's ladder of services. You don't want to say what's included in each of those. You want to say who it's for and what the end result is going to be for them, what the transformation is, and then link to your services page. And
it's a teaser to a next page. So somebody on Facebook said, yes, your homepage is like the triage to the rest of your site. Definitely include an about section and services that then they can link to other parts of your website.
You want to make it as easy as possible for them to click to get more information.
So the way I visualize it when you're talking, and whenever any designer, web designer is talking, it's like, you're opening the door to your shop, and where do you want them to walk? What hallway do you want them to walk down? And if there's multiple hallways, explain to them what each hallway will provide for them so that they can go.
Yes, that's a great analogy. I like that a lot.
Just came up with it.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. Okay. Then you want to share the prove it works section. So this is where you want to eliminate any doubt and share social proof, some testimonials, logos of media publications where you've been featured, things like that. That's what goes next, so that you're kind of backing up what you've said with real life proof that you can do it.
Okay, so let me explain to people who are just coming on now, because I know we're going in and out on Instagram. People are coming in and out. We're talking about sections on this website that do not exist right now. These are the ones that Robin recommends adding to the homepage in order to make your homepage irresistible to everyone and to feed them down the path of hiring you. So just in case you're wondering, right now, this website only has 2 sections on their homepage. So Robin is explaining that so far 2 or 3 more sections would be beneficial to this interior designer. So Go ahead, keep going, Robin.
Yeah. So we've got our prove it works. And then the next section is how it works. So this is where we try to eliminate any fear that your potential clients might have about working with you. Maybe they've never worked with a designer before. Maybe they're scared about the investment level. So it's a really nice idea to have maybe 3 simple steps that they take to get started to work with you. This is not your design process. This is sort of what to us seems mundane. Fill out the inquiry form, schedule a discovery call, and then we'll get on a call together and blah, 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 right? So
it's
really
the very tip of your onboarding process.
Exactly. But it's
top of your funnel, some people say, where people come in to your funnel and then you're going to bring them into your system. So, okay.
Yeah. So it's just the simple steps, like showing them how easy it is to get started, to eliminate that fear, right? And then finally comes the call to action. What do you want them to do next? Probably contact you. So you want to have a button that takes them over to your contact page so they can fill out the form, get on your calendar, email, call, however it is you have them get in touch with you. And those are really just the basics. Obviously, there's a lot of other things that you can include here. I will often add in a section that will link to my client's portfolio page because I want to link to all the top level pages. You can have your lead magnet sign up be here as well. But those are just the really essential sections that you don't want to leave off of your homepage.
Robin, I want to bring up one other thing because I just wanted to see where the Let's Chat went to. And it's coming up on the bottom with a phone number when I do that. Like, so you guys can't see it, but when I hit Let's Chat, it's below the site here, but a phone number comes up on the lower left corner. It doesn't go anywhere.
So we want to fix
and literally it popped up for 2 seconds and it's gone where I didn't even know. I kept pressing it going, why isn't this working? Every time I do it, it starts with the 302 number. It must be her number, but this is not working right either. So she needs to try to fix it.
You want to fix that. Yeah. Yeah.
And that again, actually would be going to a calendar would be the ideal where they can set up their 15-minute discussion with you would be.
Absolutely.
An automated way to get this working.
Okay. Yes. And if you don't want to automate that, you can send them to your contact page where you have a short form for them to fill out, and then you get in touch with them with your calendar. And then the other thing that I would just mention.
I just wanted to see if that was working.
Okay. Yeah. Good. The other thing that I'll just mention about your homepage in terms of search engine optimization, SEO. This is a page where, as an interior designer, a local business, what you really want to rank for here is your location, your primary location, plus interior design or interior designer. So let's just say that you are located in Boston. Your keyword phrase here, you would want it to be a version of Boston interior designer or Boston interior design. So you want to use both. You want to make sure that that is at the very top of the page in the main heading.
I was going to say, I have no idea. I know Lucille, she's a client of mine, but I have no idea where she's located by this homepage.
Yeah. For a local business, that's the most important keyword phrase to rank for on your homepage. And then if you are a brand new business, the other thing you want to try to rank for in this page is obviously your brand name. So when someone types your business name into Google, looking for your business, your website comes up first.
Makes sense.
So just some little SEO tips. And, Google's very smart. It understands interior design and interior designer are essentially the same. It understands if location is first or second. Generally speaking, people are going to type the location into the search bar first, followed by the service. But you can flip flop it on the page, in the text as well. And you want to have that show up a couple times on the page naturally and organically in the copy, not keyword stuffing.
Right. Keyword stuffing. That's what a lot of people do. And then their sentences don't make sense either.
They don't make sense. And Google.
And one other thing I'm noticing, Robin, it might be the last thing on your list, or one of the things on your list, is there's no terms and conditions at the bottom.
Yes, Nancy, I'm so glad you brought that up.
You're teaching me, see?
I love it. I love it. So yes, in the footer, it's great that she's got her copyright information there with the date. I would love to see the legal policies that she needs, although I don't think she has a contact form on her website.
So if I go to contact us, it goes back to that let's chat. By the way, again, this number matched when I hit it on this page. There's a lower phone number coming up on the lower right. It matches what's here, but on the other page, it was a completely different phone number.
That's so strange. Maybe Lucille can look into that. But
Yeah,
it looks like she's not actually collecting personal information on her website. So she may not need a privacy policy. But you and I are not attorneys, so that is something she should look into, whether she needs a privacy policy, cookie policy, a disclaimer, terms of service. But those would go in the footer. She can also add social media accounts down here, links to them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend, if possible, can she remove the powered by GoDaddy?
That probably
I'm not
means you
sure
have
if
to pay GoDaddy more money than you currently pay, possibly.
Yeah. But it does look much more professional not to have that there. So if there is a way to remove it, I highly recommend doing that.
Okay. Anything else on this site?
I think that's it. Yeah.
That was amazing. Oh my goodness. You really gave a ton of tips. I know that a lot of people have to start out in the beginning doing their own website. I did mine twice before I actually could afford someone to do it. And they were pretty basic, and I get it. But one of the first things you should be saving for out of your profit should be for a new website, if this is something you feel you need to redo. And I think Lucille would really benefit from a new website.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Because of how much is missing. And, she's a great designer, and I want it to show as her online business card. Like, I want it to be impressive because she's so impressive.
Yeah. And that's so interesting that you say that, Nancy, because what we don't want is you to be this amazingly talented interior designer. But then there's this disconnect when people visit your website between the high quality work you actually deliver and how your website looks.
Yep. And the same, everything you said is right on. The picture, we could go on and on. People hire people. This is the year, as my associate coach, Leslie Myrick, tells me. She's been attending a lot of webinars and things. It is the year of the personal brand. So you have to be front and center. You as a person, your picture, your personality. And I know a lot of people don't like to do that, and they wish it was old school, and you don't have to do that, but it will help you if you do it. So
it will help you tremendously. Yeah. Some of us are a little more introverted or a little shy, or we don't like the way we show up in photos, and we all just have to get over that, me included. And we have to show up. We have to put ourselves out there, share some personal things. People do care about the person behind the business. They do.
And I give this advice all the time. Record yourself on your phone. Do it until you can look at it over and over again and not put yourself down constantly. Get used to looking at yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself. Take photos of yourself. Look at yourself, and desensitize yourself to all the, I think Marsha's writing here, self-imposing limiting beliefs, which is what we all have, right? None of us are perfect. None of us speak perfectly, look perfect, and it's okay not to be perfect, but we want to show up as our brand so people know we can help.
Yeah. And, generally speaking, our brands aren't perfect either. So
we shouldn't be.
No. And, it's okay if we show up with our flaws. It makes us more human.
This is true. With our flaws is how people relate to us often. So it is what it is, right? Just be you, put yourself out there, and then do a great job on your website so people really know who they're going to be working with. So again, someone wrote, I love this audit. So many great suggestions. So StreamYard doesn't allow your name to show up unless you click the link. And I think it's the first comment in Facebook. and then allow them to show your name. That's why I can never see anything but like Facebook user, which I'll show, right? It says Facebook user rather than the person's name. So if you want to give permission to show your name, they don't come after you. They don't put you on a list. They don't start emailing you, but it helps with these lives so we can see who's chatting with us. So,
yeah. And thank you. I'm so glad this was helpful.
I think this was an incredibly good one for homepage particularly. And I just flipped over to a couple other pages of Lucille's too. And I really think Lucille has a tremendous amount of opportunity here with
There's
what
a
she
lot
does.
of potential. Yeah.
There is, to show who she really is and get hired by the people who want to work with her. So,
yeah.
All right, Robin, we'll see you next month. Do you have enough people with audits coming up, or do you need more names?
We've got a couple more months worth, but yeah, if anybody would like to volunteer their website for one of these Monday makeovers, you know, leave something in the comments, pop me a message, and I will add you to the list because we've got a whole year coming up. So
sweet too. Okay. All right, good. Thanks, Robin. All right, everyone, go have a great Monday, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and I am live later. I should check what time before I announce this, to talk about interior design contracts. So I have the lawyer, David Adler, with me live at 1 p.m. today. Everywhere I'm live now, I will be live again at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with David Adler to talk about interior designer contracts to protect you. So
that's a great topic.
It is, and we forgot to promote it, so that's why I wanted to mention it now. So, all right, we'll see you next time. Bye,
all
everyone.
Right, thanks, Nancy. Bye.
Bye.